tried my YouTube version, the YouTube stream, just with the webcam. The audio was terrible. Oh, that's better. Okay, I looked at my own video. Let's go, I'm here. I think it's working. My first ever live stream. Not really live in the sense that a lot of my friends and family are in Australia, so they're sleeping. But I thought I'd set it up, and I've got my second screen over there, which isn't very useful because it should be almost in front of me, so I don't have to this all the time. But to make sure that you can see the chessboard. Anyway, let's have a go at this. So this is my first time streaming. Hopefully my audio is okay, and yeah, this will be in English, obviously. I'm going to try and do some in Spanish and Italian, maybe Portuguese, because in that way I can practice speaking. I can keep people updated of how I'm going. I'm currently studying chess and languages, or chess using my languages. And yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do some streaming. I can't do too much at the moment because I'm using my phone internet. So this will be really short, maybe a few puzzles and then get one game of Blitz. But let's go. This is Puzzle Rush. You can only see the board. I'm about to click on 3 minutes. And I don't know if the computer audio will come through, but it's not too important. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. That's really loud. Okay. I'll do some arrows as well. That might be fun, but we're meant to go fast in this, and it's still really loud. What am I doing? Fork, and win the queen, and get out a check. So here we've got a check, which is obviously winning. Here we can win the knight, which looks like they've got like 10 pawns extra, and it wasn't bank rank mate. Here we just win the knight because it's attacked twice. Here we pin the queen, as you can see. I'm not going very fast because I'm sometimes drawing arrows. What can we do? Our queen's under attack. We can win the rook, but they do that, and then we win the bishop. Here we just, what do we do here? Then we've got a fork, but it doesn't work. So what do we do? Fork, knight fork, bishop takes, rook takes. Doesn't work. What am I missing? Oh, right. It's too focused on the other fork. That was bad. Queen takes is fine. Here we threaten mate. We give a check. And then what? Alright, that's mate because of the pawn, obviously. Yeah, looks like checkmate. No, first this check. Otherwise we lose the rook. Yeah, this will be much better to do slowly if you actually want to get something out of this. Alright, at the moment I'm going slow and explaining a tiny bit, which means it's not helping either. Anyway, what do we have here? Discoveries all around. We've got a check and then we win stuff. What am I missing? Alright, win a knight. Sometimes I get too bogged down in tricky things, which is the point, I guess. Sometimes it's the simple things. Okay, rook's under attack. What can we do? Need to get our other pieces into the game. We can attack the queen, which looks good, and then we're threatening mate, so that's got to be it. Win the queen. Here we're threatening promotion. And if we go here, they take. We go here, there's no way they can slip the pawn, so that was wrong. Here we can fork the queen. 10 seconds left. Dun, dun, dun. Sideways corridor mate. And I'm out of time. Let's go here. No. Right, 17. That's terrible. My eyes are struggling a bit because I've been using spent too much screen time. Anyway, should we let's do some proper puzzles. That was terrible. Apologies. We go problems, and then I'll do some training, and I'll click between 1500 and 2000, make it doable, not too tricky. Everything, like all themes, you can choose certain themes, but let's just go all of them. We get a variety. Okay, so they've just taken a bishop. So first thing I look for is, the three things you should look for in order of importance: king safety, piece activity, and then material when you're evaluating a position, which I always like to do just for practice because it helps you train in a game. After every single move, you should be doing this, basically evaluating the position, seeing what's changing, and using the three metrics. So I like to do it in a puzzle, even if it's obvious. I try and do this before looking for the theme in most cases. So, king safety. So first thing to note is they've got this pesky knight, but basically they've got no checks. That's one thing I look for. Their queen isn't threatening anything. Their king is a bit exposed because the back rank, I've got a queen check, and I've also got these knight jumps. I should be doing arrows, not red things. Anyway, so yeah, we can take the knight, and then it'll be even material. Materials even-ish, 6 pawns each. So if we take the knight, it'll be completely even. But I'm considering queen check, obviously. So the order of what you should check when you're looking for a move is checks, captures, and threats. Here we've got two knight checks, but they'll just lose the knight. By the way, queen and knight are a really good combination for checkmates or forcing mating nets or whatever. So I don't want to go with the knight. So anyway, queen check is what I'm calculating. Only move is bishop blocks. And then we've got two options for the knight check. If knight here, they can take with the queen. So let's eliminate that. Let's try knight here. They can't take with the bishop because it's pinned. Obviously, they have to move the king here. And then we've got queen takes f7, forcing king takes knight, because if king h8, then we've got queen takes f8 mate. So king takes, and then where are we? Then we can take the bishop, check, king here forced, check, king here, and then queen h6 is mate. Crikey. Let's double check. Okay, it's all forced, I think. Here, bishop blocks, knight check, king here forced, queen takes f7, king takes knight forced, queen takes bishop, king h5 forced, g4 check, king takes h4, queen h6 checkmate. Right, here, check, check, and that's where it stops. Quite a few number of moves, 6 or something. It stopped after 3, but it's all pretty much forced, so it's a nice puzzle to start with. It says it's ranked 1900 here, which you can't see on your screen, but let's do another one, and then let's play some Blitz. So what do we got? King safety is terrible for black. Often in these puzzles, as I've done a lot, I know to check for checks. The opponent checks, and here black's got no checks, even though my king's exposed, technically. It doesn't matter if the opponent can't attack it easily or give any checks, and initiative is obviously more important than material. So anyway, their king is exposed to our checks. We've got a queen, which can check on h5. Give a check. I'm looking for follow-ups. So let's think about this. So I've got no checks, which means we've got a tempo A tempo is like a move, which often forces the opponent's hand, so you're gaining a tempo, or you have an extra tempo. The initiative, it's all a bit interchangeable. So yeah, white's got a free move because black's got no checks, which means we could use that move to situate a piece advantageously. But anyway, let's calculate the forcing moves first. So check, queen check. King can escape to f8. And go another check on h8, but then king goes back, and that's just a repetition. Right. My bishop's got no useful moves of their own. Let's check rook h7. If rook takes, queen takes, king f8, for example. Can't see anything other than the continuous, it's called. Repetition. What else can we do? I think queen h5 is a good start. If rook blocks, queen check, rook blocks. No, it doesn't go anywhere. What am I missing? I'm thinking a rook lift here. Rook h6, threatening here, because it looks like a dangerous check. They'd have to almost give up the queen. So the thing I'm considering is king mobility. King's only got one legal square in this case. And I'm obviously trying to improve this piece, use it to attack. So rook here, threatening rook f6 check. What I like to do is pretend black does a silly move and seeing if my continuation works, and then I check for black's good moves, just to not waste too much time. So after rook h6, bishop b5, rook f6 check. If king, alright, king can't go there. Right, black's got to give up the king. So rook here. Now I'm looking for a useful move for black to prevent rook f6. So if rook g6, then we've got rook h7 winning the queen, because if rook blocks again, right, then we just take with the queen, king here, and checkmate. So rook h6, what else can black do to prevent rook f6? Nothing. So then move the queen to give their king some space. And then rook check, king here, queen. No, let me just take the rook. And it's winning. Okay. Interesting move, rook h6, but I think it's good. Yep. And they threaten to queen in 2 moves, which is way too slow, obviously. So I think they give this check on f6 and win the queen. 1800 rated puzzle. Nice slow move, but yeah, it's got to do with the tempo. So black had no forcing moves at all. Let's do one more. Okay, what's going on here? King safety. So one thing to note is the pieces that are around the pieces you have around your opponent's king and the pieces they've got around your king. So here, their 2 rooks are very passive, not on any open columns, whatever. My rook on h5 is very good, limiting the king. We have opened the h file, and my knight can jump potentially and give a check or something later in the continuation, while their queen does have a check, but after which my king can get to relative safety. Their knight has no good jumps, and they've got their back rank is a problem, because if they try and get a rook here, it's attacked twice, so we just sacrifice the queen, takes, and this rook limits the king, so that'll be checkmate. So anyway, so I'm thinking we're going to make use of the h file and maybe the knight. So can we win a tempo? So I'm thinking we need to get the queen here. For example, if the queen was here and was back to move, it would be mate 1, right? And even if the white has a move in that case, they'd have to go f3. And after which, rook here, check, king f2, and then we've got the knight jumps. which don't lead to anything at the moment. But okay, we've also got a rook sack, which is always good to check. But anyway, let's try and get the queen to h6 with tempo. Knight here looks okay, but it's not winning a tempo. But white's got no good moves anyway. If they go f3, queen h6, the king can escape. Oh, sorry, my knight's there. Right, king can't escape. So okay, knight here is good actually, because after in my original continuation, I played f3 and escaped with the king. If my knight jumps here in my first move, then it controls f2, h2. So that seems it's winning a tempo in effect, because the white king has a long way to go to escape. So knight g4 looks like a good first move, followed by queen h6, threatening rook h1 mate. So for example, knight here, if they try and escape the king with rook out, it doesn't work, because as I mentioned, they can't, after control of the e file, so I just take. So knight here, what can they do to stop my, actually, and then after knight here, I'm then threatening rook sack. I don't have to get the queen over first, because let's say white does a silly move, a4, then rook h1 check, sacrifice, forcing king takes, then queen here check, king back, and queen here, supported by the knight, which is here, would be mate. So queen here, knight here is threatening rook sacrifice, which would be mate in 3. And f3 doesn't work because the knight's still controlling f2. Something they need to do is counterattack. They've got a check, but as I mentioned, after check and king g8 to get off the long diagonal, so it's not on the long diagonal. They've got no other checks. And yeah, looks good. Can't see any other move that prevents the rook sacrifice and follow up by queen and the queen h6 follow up. So, and another reason I'm doing these streams is to give me an idea. I can look back and see how I'm progressing, see how my thought process is, and I'm not going as quick. Like probably by now I would have triple checked. I wouldn't be talking out loud, and I would probably already have done it. But I'm just thinking out loud to show my process, help you guys if you're interested, and help me and measure my progress. So knight here, threatening the rook sacrifice. I think I was pretty clear when I was explaining it. So if knight here, I like saying here instead of g4 because I'm still not good with the coordinates. But with the arrow, I think it's clear. Knight there, right? I should make my screen even bigger. But so knight here, we're threatening rook h1, king takes h1, queen h6, check, king back, g1, and then queen h2, checkmate. If the rook had moved away, then the king would then could then move to f1, but then I'd go queen h1 checkmate anyway, because this rook here is controlling this king flat square. So let's go. Couldn't see any good moves for white anyway. I should have checked that the queen sacrifice still works. Yeah, obviously. King takes and checkmate. Easy, 1900. Alright, let's play one game of Blitz. I'll do 5 plus 5. It's what I've been trying to limit myself to. This morning I played some bullet and 3 plus 2, but no more for the rest of the week. And 5 plus 5, right. Okay, can see everything. So my rating, what is it, 1660? Yeah, I lost some 3 plus 2s today. Okay, anyway, d4. This is interesting, my first time ever talking out loud, basically. Indian, so if he's going to play the King's Indian, so I'm going to propose the London, and if he plays g6, I'm going to do the attack 150, it's called. But he doesn't, he delays it a move with d6, so I think, so he might still play the King's Indian. Yeah, I'm going to play the attack 150. I don't know. I think it's only the way I've studied it is the video I watched only highlighted the effectiveness against when they play G6 straight away. I'm not sure how it goes against other setups. This is how much of a newbie I am. I don't even know when you can, against what black setups you can play the 150 attack. Let's see what black does. I'm expecting G6 because, or C5. Let's do some arrows. Oh, I can't do arrows while I'm playing. Okay. Interesting. So they're delaying the dark squared bishop development. What should I do? Thinking queen d2 and early castles, but they can get a quick pawn storm going. Or should I just play knight f3? Right, too slow. This is Blitz, Justin. Okay. Hoping for g6 because then I play bishop h6. Okay, I have no idea what this is called. Indian game is what this describes it as. Can I win a tempo yet? Nope. I'm thinking f3, which limits both of their developed pieces, gives me g4, e4 options. Does it weaken anything? No, because I can't take advantage of the diagonal. Yeah, it's more flexible. C5. Long castles obviously prevent c5 because then I can take and I've got the battery, queen and rook. Let's play f3. Obviously, as beginners, we're told them to play f3, but here looks okay, looks fine. Winning tempos and occupying the center. Here I like e4. If a good rule of thumb is if black or white lets you control the center, occupy it with the two central pawns, you should. I didn't retreat all the way, which is a bit funny. Thinking g4 or long castles or h4, but no, they can play h5. But then I've got g4. Long castles is interesting. Bishop c4 is always considerable, worthy of consideration. Playing very slow. Let's do a long castle and get ready to pawn storm the king side because their development is very delayed. I've got the queen rook battery already. I'm expecting them to develop their b8 knight so that the queen's protected twice. But in that case, I can play e5. They can take actually. It gives me the open d file. Brings the tempo on the knight. Knight h5 I'm not worried about. I retreat the bishop and then play g4, win a tempo. It's interesting talking out loud. Okay, that's what I expected. Interesting. Now e5 looks very interesting. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Knight's forced to the h file, right? Oh no, sorry, it's protected twice. What am I thinking? Takes, then takes, e5, or should I play bishop c4 first? Or g4? I like g4. Do I? No. Why not? My development's not finished, but theirs is even further away from finished. Okay. Threatening the bishop, even though it's protected. I like he takes d, opening up the king. Or even e6. Uh-oh, that's my speaker running low on battery. Let's play. Play e takes. I'm expecting knight takes c3 intermediate. or they might take the bishop, but right. I do have an intermediate here, but then so do they. They've got a check. Queen takes looks fine. Down to 2 minutes. Okay, what do I do? I've got a check. Yeah, check obviously. They've got a block with the bishop, and I win d6. So yeah, as a general rule of thumb, opening if the king's in the middle, open. Try and trade the center pawns, open lines, columns, diagonals as soon as possible before they have a chance to castle. So here I'm winning a pawn, pretty much in the opening. So their only option is bishop blocks. Knight blocks, just lose the knight straight away. Be handy if you could do arrows, but it's good that you can't, because when you're playing, you shouldn't really. As you can tell from my voice, I'm pretty tired. I don't know why. Okay. Bishop takes d6. Now they can't castle still because they're threatening the bishop twice, which is the power of the pin. The bishop's pinned. The bishop on e7. Probably. So when you're up at material, you should trade. Trade is a good rule of thumb, all else being equal. But since it's pinned, there's no rush to trade, so I might just develop bishop c4. Oh, I should pile up on the pinned piece. So queen e3 attacks the bishop. That's my next move, obviously. Okay, they might play king f8 to get over the pin straight away. So then I just take the bishop. So that move was forced here. So I think they lose. I'm just going to take the knight. Completely lost. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Crap, I missed the check. They had a check there. Bishop check, but they would still be down a piece. So now I can trade it. Okay. We're up a piece and a pawn. What can we do? Develop quickly because they're a bit underdeveloped. Okay. Check. Dun. Trying to blunder anything. Let's go here. No, I should stop the queen check. I think I can afford to lose a tempo or to play a slow move like that. Right. I can take, but obviously that's a bad idea. Bishop here, giving them some tempos, but I think I'm fine. As soon as I move my knight, my back rank's fine, so I just have to move a bit quicker. I'm trying to impress you guys and not lose, not blunder away my advantage. Okay. Intermediate move, decent. I think I have to go back with the queen. Oh, he looks fine actually. Bishop takes, queen takes, rook d8. I just go queen e4, and then I can push the e pawn. As I thought. Rook d8, queen e4. I liked my h4 move, stopping the check, which would then attack g2. Queen here, f4, but then I can take on passant. And next move will be developing my knight for sure. And my rooks are connected, and then I can try and trade rooks on an open file. Now it's good to see my queen's attacking their rook, always good to note. Well, here I can push e6 straight away. I don't think there's any danger. Threatening with rook d4. No, but e6 looks fine. If they play rook d4, I take f7 and then take the queen. So I can take with the queen, and then I play queen takes rook. Right, obviously they can't play rook d4 here because, as I said before, the rook on a8 is under attack. Hanging, there's another word. If it's not hanging, it's en prise. That's another word for hanging in French, I think. And yeah, so obviously I made sure that my knight, not developing my knight, was safe. Here, knight h3 or knight f4. So the other rook is still hanging, so I can't move the d rook in any useful place. It's going to be interesting to rewatch this. Let's attack the open fire off the trader rooks. Trading is obviously good as long as I'm not giving them too much activity or tactics, opportunities for tactics. Good game. Gets me some points. Not a super strong opponent. Opponent from Belarusia. Yeah, they're probably trying to figure out how to avoid the trader rooks. They might move the rook to f or e8. No, but that gives me rook d7. So yeah, I'll probably have to trade rooks. I'll do a pre-move. Might play g5. Okay, here I can trade rooks and then play rook d1. Yep, they'll then have a bit more queen activity, but I can push e7, training queen, so not too worried about my back rank. Queen takes, then I just go rook d1. Or I can push e7, forcing queen back. What's the trickiest way? Nah, I should just play simple. Attack the queen. Okay, and now what should I do? Here. Right, no, I don't have a check. What am I doing? I was thinking queen takes a2 was check for some reason. Since it's not check, I can just threaten to get another queen with check. My king's going to escape square. Easy peasy. So considering queen takes a2, but too slow. I need to play rook. Well, queen there's fine, is it? Got a knight check. I've got queen check. Almost out of time. I can't see anything, so it's just trade queens. Give him that advanced pawn, but how can I win a pawn? I need to get my knight in the center. Alright. And what do I have? Play slow and safe. Not the most accurate of finishes, but simplification till right to the end. Trading everything I can. A decent knight maneuvers to get even further in the center. Basically a free piece, an extra piece, obviously. Here, yep, they play rook d8, I play knight d4, and I'll block the open column. Everything's safe. Check, looks good. Threatening fork on b5 if they go d6, so they avoid that. Looking for tricks, rook takes, but it doesn't exist. Let's win this pawn. Now I do have some traps. Here, check. This looks fine. E2's under control. So I'm expecting resign. Even though I've been super low on time. Let's get the king involved. Let's give a check. Force the king into some random. But a knight fork threatened. And knight here can't be bad. Got a check. Now I'm threatening mate. Mating that if they let my rook get to g7, or I can go around the other way. This looks simple. b4. No, now obviously not. Control everything. Check. And let's go here. Quick, going too slow. b4 next. It is distracting talking a little bit, but no excuses. Let's win this. What can I do? Checks a raise. Interesting. Threaten f6. Threaten the pawn on f6. And another check. Winning f6. Winning another pawn, although they're threatening my knight. So I just blundered. Let's just threaten their rook. Luckily, I got out of that. Lucky, lucky. And final trick. Good old knight fork. Knight f7, follow up if they take the rook. So they don't. Knight here. They can obviously take the knight, but then I just push c4. Right, this is dragging on too long. What can I do? Quite simple. Passed pawns are meant to be pushed. But this is a typical Justin game. I play till the end. My opponents sometimes do, like now, but I often do as well. Let's go all the way here. Getting the knight. Knight here. And push the pawn. Was a waste. And let's go here. Why not? What am I doing? Now I've got a trap, so they can't take the pawn because of knight check, knight f5. Block, king d8. Yeah. King d8, and then what do I do? Check. c8. Right. Rook a4 next, threatening checkmate. Yeah. I need to improve on my finishing games quickly. Always better to win though. Win slowly than not win. Threatening checkmate. Rook b8 forced. What can I do? Threaten the pawn. Threaten the pawn and checkmate from the other side. A slow death for black in this game. Threatening the knight, but now I can trade rooks. King here and queen the pawn. Long game. 75 moves now. Queen. Quickest way. And I resigned. Right. That ends today's stream with that long-winded win. Thanks for watching. And hopefully next time I'll be a bit more energetic. Maybe speak some Spanish. See you next time. How do I finish?